Like I mentioned in my last video on this topic, I was basically adding new references up until I published. Literally in the ending blurb, I had to throw in Monkey Pink from Ape Escape because I just somehow missed this despite Ape Escape 2 and 3 being one of my favorite games of all time. And somehow I still might have missed some according to my comment section. So I thought I'd run this topic back and talk about some more potential references in video games to Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan transformation. And it's funny because as I was going through my comments, I kept thinking to myself, man, every character that happens to get spiky yellow hair can't just be a Dragon Ball reference, right? I mean, hair turning blonde during a transformation feels like just a really common motif. Give, for instance, Kaede from The Last Blade, which was a Neo Geo arcade fighting game. He has a special ability which, when used, turns his hair spiky and blonde with a flash of lightning. But even the Japanese wiki sites kinda agree that Kaede's transformation is a reference to Dragon Ball, so who am I to argue? Then there's Rajang from Monster Hunter. I assume his name is meant to draw parallels to the Japanese thunder god Raijin, especially given his thunder powers and all that. And Thunder God Raijin himself, depending on interpretation, has that spiky yellow hair. There's also this popular concept of Raiju, or thunder beasts in Japanese mythology, beasts empowered by the element of thunder, and Rajang hits all of these, and yet he has attacks that are clearly inspired by Goku's Spirit Bomb in Dragon Ball. So like, where do the Raijin and Raiju references end and the Dragon Ball references begin? Is Giga-Cat Mario from Bowser's Fury a Dragon Ball reference? Mario already references the work of Akira Toriyama with Arale from Dr. Slump, and Mario does have the Super Saiyan hairdo in this form. Alright, so midway as I was editing this video, Nintendo of America released their Switch 2 Direct video for Donkey Kong Bananza, which is the newest Donkey Kong video game, which one of the major features in there is a special ability to transform Donkey Kong into several different forms, and all of them sporting pretty explicitly Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan-ish hair transformations. And you know, this goes back to the whole debate between Raiju and Super Saiyan transformations, because you know, Donkey Kong is an animal, but there's a few things in there that kind of very much, they know that this is sort of Dragon Ball Z inspired. I mean, the amount of Z that's in just the Donkey Kong, this game's ethos is pretty explicit. It's Donkey Kong Bananza with the Z, and I feel like that's their cheeky way of kind of pushing that. So Nintendo seems to like doing this, and as I said before, Mario has already referenced the work of Akira Toriyama before explicitly, but they can kind of hide it under the fact that it's, you know, Raiju, electric beasts, and all that kind of stuff. And what about the electric dogs in Pokemon? As a kid, I used to swear Manectric, the evolution of Electric in Pokemon, was a Super Saiyan, but these seem pretty clearly Raiju inspired. Somebody mentioned Summon Night Swordcraft Story 2 in its Monoshift form. I know nothing about this series, but it does remind me a lot of the Tails franchise. Someone did point out though that this Monoshift transformation, the male gets some spiky hair. Now, a lot of sports games and create a character type deals also include references to Super Saiyan. So series like SmackDown vs. Raw, which have pretty clear-cut gear inspired by Dragon Ball, are a lot different than games that have spiky hair that you just happen to turn yellow. I was also surprised by the amount of Kirby debate. There's the Plasma Kirby somebody brought up. I guess he has these special beam cannon looking beams he can shoot out, but I wouldn't really call this Super Saiyan. And then there's Kirby's Final Attack and Star Allies. I mean, there's a beam struggle and everything, but I don't know. I feel like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Long story short, according to the internet, everything is a Dragon Ball reference. Even if you think it's not a Dragon Ball reference, it's probably a Dragon Ball reference. And I'm just going to end this video, and people are going to ask me why I miss Glorbo's transformation in Glorbo's Adventure 2. And so with all that said, maybe you subscribe to my channel before you comment that. It'd help me out as I'm building this channel. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and bye.